Welcome to 2025. So today is January 9th. It's the beginning of the year. We're going into the new Congress. And what does Congress decide to do with some of their first actions in office? I'm going to read House Resolution number 7 today. That's what we're going to talk about. Recognizing the importance of access to comprehensive, high-quality, life-affirming medical care for women of all ages. This was submitted by Mr. Biggs of Arizona and Mr. Higgs of Louisiana. Now, I think that it's important you should go and actually read the resolution for yourself. But I'm just gonna read through it real quick. It's about 1 page long, and I'm gonna talk about a specific point that is in here and why this bill is so dangerous. So this is what the resolution says: recognizing the importance of access to comprehensive, high-quality, life-affirming medical care for women of all ages. Sounds positive. Whereas women of all ages should have access to comprehensive, convenient, compassionate, life-affirming, high-quality medical services. Whereas all women should feel empowered and equipped with the knowledge to listen to their bodies and advocate for their health. Whereas healthcare for women should emphasize the whole woman, including her physical, mental, and spiritual wellness. Whereas healthcare for women should address the needs of men, families, and communities as they relate to women's healthcare. Whereas healthcare centers should include access to social services that empower women to care for their health. Whereas pro-women's healthcare centers is a consortium of centers that serves as an example of the high-quality, comprehensive, life-affirming care that women deserve. Whereas every pro-women's healthcare center certified clinic has a licensed medical professional. Whereas every pro-women's healthcare center offers comprehensive health services, including well-woman exams, sexually transmitted disease testing and treatment, breast exams, pregnancy testing, prenatal and pregnancy care, miscarriage support, fertility awareness instruction, infertility consultation, and on-site or nearby, direct referrals for material, emotional, practical, and spiritual resources. Whereas pro-women's healthcare centers has certified healthcare centers nationwide that meet its standards for high-quality, life-affirming, high-quality healthcare, and continue to do so now, therefore, sorry, let me back up there. Whereas pro-women's healthcare centers has certified healthcare centers nationwide that meet its standards for high-quality, life-affirming care and continue to do so. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the House of Representatives express its support for women nationwide to have access to comprehensive, convenient, compassionate, life-affirming, high-quality healthcare, and recognizes the high standards established by pro-women's healthcare centers consortium and as its standards worth implementing nationwide. So there's a whole lot to unpack here. And unfortunately, just enough of this sounds good to make people not read the rest of it. So first and foremost, pro-women's healthcare centers are very much not a pro-choice place. So they want to implement standards across the country that are anti-choice and pro-life. The language throughout this amendment says that over and over again. When they're talking about life-affirming care, they're not talking about the woman. And I think that that needs to be stressed. And the easiest way to tell that this is not actually advocating for the health of women is line 5 of the resolution. Everything in this resolution hinges on line 5. Healthcare for women should also address the needs of men, families, and communities as they relate to women's health care. Now, there's a lot of ways that this can be interpreted. There's a lot of different ways that we can talk about this. But when you're talking about anti-choice, pro-life establishments, when you're talking about rules that will be put in place to try to bar women from being allowed to have abortions and have access to the health care that they need, this sentence is of vital importance. Women's health care should address the needs of men. So if you, as a woman, decide that you want to have an abortion, and the man, whether that is your husband, your boyfriend, the one-night stand, or other things that I won't say here, but I'm sure you know what I mean. If they say you can't have an abortion, your health care needs to address that. Your healthcare provider needs to make sure that they are taking into account the way that this man feels about your choices for healthcare. Going further than that, your families. So the whole of all ages thing, right? So women of all ages, your families should have input on your healthcare decisions. If you are a minor, let's say you're 17 and something happened, you shouldn't be allowed to get health care without your family being consulted. Going one step further, your communities should have a say on you being allowed to access health care. So if your church that you attend decides, your pastor, your deacons, whatever, they decide that they don't agree with your healthcare decisions, your medical provider will be required to take that into consideration. This bill is not about protecting women. This bill is not about making sure that women have access to real health care. It is about making sure that women are second-class citizens and the decisions that they make be approved by their man, by their family, or by their community. When it talks about needing to take spiritual wellness into account, we are talking about inserting Christian principles into healthcare. When you repeatedly talk about needing to address the spiritual health of women, while completely disregarding spirituality, actual spirituality in 99% of daily life, you are again not talking about advocating for women's health. You are talking about restricting what they can and cannot do. This bill is extremely dangerous because of this language. You can go farther into it and you can talk about the pro-women's healthcare centers. You can go into and you can look at what it is that they do, what it is that they stand for, and who they are and what they want to advocate for. And that is equally as damning, equally as damaging. Because, again, now we're recognizing one company, and saying that all women's healthcare across the nation should be based on what this one place does. It is known as a pro-life center, and they want to implement that nationwide. They wasted no time. This is one step closer to a nationwide abortion ban. They're not going to call it that, obviously. They're not going to advocate and say outright, we want a nationwide abortion ban. That's obvious. But they're going to do everything that they can to restrict decisions of women to make it so that they can't access abortion or access birth control or access any of these things unless the people around them deem it necessary and give their permission. We can argue about what the bill says directly, but we all know that that's exactly what it means. Healthcare for me, as a man, does not need to take into account my fiance. My cat is having a sneezing fit. My healthcare, if I need to go in for a procedure, I don't need to get permission from my fiance. I don't need to go to my church and ask for permission to do anything. And there are no laws requiring that my healthcare have to go through anyone other than me and my doctor. This is about control. This is about stripping women of basic human dignity and basic human rights. And it can't stand. We have to make sure that we fight this kind of stuff. I know that Trump won the election. I know that the incoming administration is Republican, but we can't let this shit go.